Welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 18th of July. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the overall strands to look out for. Please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces in forensic detail. Now, as this week begins, Venus, the planet of relating, but also of loot, moves into the sign of Cancer on Monday. This is wonderful if we want to think about how we can improve our immediate physical environment. So some people are likely to be picking up the paintbrushes and making some changes, perhaps to furnishings, over the next few weeks. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, even the outdoor space could be an area that you try to beautify. But also at the start of this week, Mercury is face to face with the strident and powerful energies of Pluto. Pluto's in the part of the overall zodiac which is to do with the more physical world, whereas Mercury is just leaving its recent home in the more emotional Cancer. So there could be some kind of intense discussion at the start of this week, but then on Tuesday, as Mercury makes its way into Leo, this is a more outgoing, friendly and affectionate sign, and an opportunity to think more about how we can connect and socialise. With Venus in the 4th house now, gatherings in our home environment could prove popular. But the big change this week is the Sun's move into Leo on Friday. And that's because the Sun governs the sign of Leo. But before it says goodbye, it also goes face to face with Pluto. So this clash between what we need in terms of our protection and security, the more nurturing side of life, with that harsher physical reality, it's something that is going to be very manifestly obvious to us all. But I think once the Sun gets into Leo, it's kind of saying, how can we find the inner resources in order to deal with balancing these different elements of our lives? I think it's a lot to do with a general instability that's going on in the world. And part of that is because Uranus, the planet of restlessness, is aligning with the North Node in Taurus. And basically we're getting the kind of consequences for our actions over many years, but because Uranus is the planet of truth and the sign of Taurus is very much about resources, some of that is to do with the cost of living crisis. And the conjunction between the North Node and Uranus will peak next week, and I will tell you about that then. Of course, we've also got Mars in the sign of Taurus too, which technically is not its best location, and that can make people a little bit more sort of resentful and outspoken around financial issues. So we are seeing more activism as people push back against any very difficult conditions that they're living in. So there could be a big flavour of that this week, but I think Mercury and the Sun moving into Leo is really saying to us, what can we do to be more creative, more passionate? How can we bring our personality power to bear in order to improve our situations? Now, I've crashed through the 100,000 mark in terms of subs. I'm keen to get to 101 as quickly as possible. If you'd be so good to click or tap on the bell notification symbol, I'd be most grateful. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. If you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast, please give me 3 pieces of personal birth data in time, date and place of birth, and I can give you a roadmap that can guide you for the rest of your life, along with a 12-month personal forecast. All of this is completely unique to you based on your birth data, and there's 30% off with my special package. Please see the link beneath this video. So Gemini, your week commencing the 18th of July forecast brings an opportunity with Venus's arrival in your 2nd solar house, which could see an increase in your financial situation, perhaps surprisingly, but something that's been more ongoing for some while could be a tussle between your way of approaching things and how other people think you should approach things. And it could be around a point of principle. It could actually be around a shared financial situation. And that can all come up to the boil this week. So there is a little bit of a dichotomy between the opportunity, which can be really good, Venus moving from your sign into Cancer, and the clash between your ruler Mercury at the start of this week and also the Sun later in the week with the planet of power, Pluto, which can tend to bring revelations to the fore, and particularly when it's the 8th house, as it is for you. However, the arrival of Mercury on Tuesday, your ruler, in Leo, followed by the Sun on Friday, can see a speeding up in your situation. And a lot of extra communication can be sparking out, and a glorious link between Mercury and Jupiter later this week suggests that if you're trying to reach a wider audience, you're trying to collaborate with anyone on something that's meaningful to you, the chances of finding an agreement or some kind of accord are greatly improved. So I think this clash between Mercury and the Sun really sees something that's been simmering on the back burner for some while really coming almost quite brutally into the open. But weirdly, there could be that opportunity with Venus moving into your second solar house and Mercury angling so productively to the planet of fortune, Jupiter.